I have the pleasure of introducing Sue Trombino. When Sue founded Women Impacting the Nation, or WIN, in the fall of 2005, she felt called to make a difference. Her passion for empowering people with God's truth and her strong love of America are the principles on which the foundation of WIN is built. Both are the driving force behind Sue's tireless passion to make a difference. She was born in Caracas, Venezuela, and she proudly declares that she was able to choose to be an American citizen. Please welcome Sue.
I was not born in this country. I was born in Venezuela, and I have had the privilege to choose to be an American citizen. I do want you to know that I am not an Hispanic American. I am just a very grateful and proud American who has an appreciation and love for this country and the Judeo-Christian principles upon which our country was founded. And yes, Mr. President, if you had done your due diligence, you would have known that we were founded on Judeo-Christian principles. We are a Christian nation. As I speak before you today, I am appealing to conservatives, Christians, Americans, and those of you out there who feel you want to make a difference but don't know that you can. Well, I want you to know that you can and you will make a difference. I want to restore our country back to its conservative Christian roots and heritage, where people cared about each other, showed respect for God, His commandments, and for each other. We might have disagreed, but we were basically on the same side. I'm not as eloquent as all the other speakers, so I'm just going to do this up here. Is that okay? All right. Yeah. We must have a passion to pass down the godly principles to our children and our grandchildren that our parents gave us, to continue to teach them to stand when a lady or an elderly person walks in the room, amen, to open doors, to take their hat off at the table, to stand up at a parade when the American flag goes by and puts their hand on their heart. Simple things like that, when a handshake meant something and your word was your word. Yeah. Find out why you believe the way you do. Do you know that we probably take more time to determine what we want in our designer coffee than time to determine who we put in office? If you don't know where you stand, it's like doing the hokey pokey. Just like Congress is doing these days, except the only foot they put in is the left. Okay? If you don't know where you stand on religious and moral values, then you develop a sliding scale of absolutes. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. Our values must guide our votes at the polls. Your vote is a seed. You will reap what you sow. Your one vote can make a difference. One vote kept Aaron Burr from becoming president. That one vote elected Thomas Jefferson in 1800. California, Idaho, Oregon, Texas, and Washington became states by one vote. And in 1933, by one vote, and the vote by a chancellor, a madman was put into power, and that was Adolf Hitler. So you can see that your one vote, could be the one that changes history. Don't take your vote for granted. Again, you will reap what you sow. George Washington, our first president, called religion and morality the twin pillars of American government. Without morality, America would not succeed. Without morality, America would not succeed. Lake County and patriots out there, the soul of our nation is at stake. I am calling all of you to stand up and go M-A-D, go mad, go make a difference. Time will pass whether you do anything or not. Why not step up and out and be counted? We are counting on all of you here in Lake County, Eustis, Mount Dora, Tavares, Leesburg, Orlando, and all other counties represented here today to make a huge impact and difference. You know, change has always begun with a groundswell of people. Grassroots involvement and activism has always made a difference. We can put our hearts and minds together and restore our nation to its greatest glory. Let's not plod like cattle, just following some ill-advised person, leader, or the media. You know, we have become a nation of non-thinkers. Karl Marx said, a nation of non-thinkers is easily led. Do not become easily led. If we become complacent, we will lose our precious freedoms and go the way of so many other societies. Please hear and listen to what I am saying to you today. I have lived all over the world with my family. As a matter of fact, I'm very proud that my mother is here today with me. But I have lived all over the world. I'm from a country where Chavez is the president. Okay? Every country I have lived in, there has been a coup. Do not allow this to happen to this country, to our America. If you become complacent, apathetic, disengaged, and disinterested, and we lose our America, where do you go from here? Everybody in the world wants to come here. Where do we go? Stop the complacency, as complacency is the stick that beats us into silence. Duty is ours. Results are God's. It is time that we as Christians, conservatives, Americans decide to step off the sidelines and get in the game. We can no longer think somebody will take care of this, or this won't happen here, or this won't affect me. Each of us should look around and remember how blessed we are to live in the greatest country in the world with the greatest form of government in history. But it is up to us, to each one of you, to keep it that way. It is very evident that we have neglected to maintain constant vigil over our religious freedoms, and we now have to fight to change the direction of our nation. You cannot have good civil law if it is not based on divine law. America will continue to change. But change does not begin at the ballot box. In a sense, that is where it ends. Real change begins when people like you, like the Tea Party, decide that they care enough about the future of our country to do something about it. Those who care enough to vote and pray will be the agents of change. Will that someone be you? Thank you. It's been a privilege.